Hey everyone, Dave of Daveland here, and I am 72 boxing on EQ Emulator, level 60 characters, and we are in North Temple of Veeshan. It's kind of where I started when I started doing videos for YouTube, and it feels kind of weird coming back here with 72 characters instead of 54, and thinking that I'm probably going to record some of the same fights if you were following my channel from the very beginning, so I need to switch it up a little bit and think of some ways to make it more interesting, because when I first did these fights, I kind of just killed the mob and that was it. I think I showed their stats on some of them, but mostly just killed the mob. So we're gonna try to do like some more stuff with these, such as pull strategies or just full mayhem and pulling everything at once. So we are at Ikatiar the Venom, and we're set up just north of the four-way in Temple of Veeshan. So now we're going into the North Wing. Just want to point out that I did GM kill a whole bunch of the trash mobs around here. So this room over here has a bunch of wyverns. I just GM killed them, but obviously if you're not GM, you're gonna have to clear them yourself. When you come through this door, they're gonna aggro. They usually aggro right through the wall. So if you're gonna bring the whole raid in here, just be ready to fight them. Otherwise, what you can do is clear to like right here and set up right here and have your puller go in and deal with the wyverns. You can probably kill all of them at once if you have a big team. Probably don't need to like single pull them, but if you're fighting with like 18 or 24, it's gonna be a little harder to pull the whole mess of them. This room has a bunch of little drake things, little wormlings in them. This room does too. And then kind of coming through here is Ikatiar the Venom, his two minions, and this guy right over here. So this guy, he's got 60,000 hit points, so he's basically a typical mob in this zone. Theldek has like no hit points. That's weird. This guy's a total wimp. You should kill him first. Get him out of the way. And then this guy has 60,000 hit points. You're going to kill him second. And if you do get this guy doesn't always add when you pull the whole room if you're not going to split. This guy's next on the list. And then last but not least is Ikatiar, who I'm going to bring up his full stats in just a second. So here's our first boss in North Temple of Veeshan, Ikatiar the Venom. He's giant-ass wyvern, and he's got 250,000 hit points. So this is one of the first fights we're seeing in Velious where the mobs do have considerable hit points. I think King Tormax also has more hit points, but this guy attacks really fast, twice per second. He does hit for 750 max. His accuracy is not too high. Resists are pretty pathetic, except for poison. He's immune to poison, but these, you're going to crush him there. He is unslowable, so he's gonna hit twice a second, over and over and over again. He will chew you into pieces if you're not getting either a good heal rotation or a lot of AC. Fortunately, he doesn't rampage or flurry, so we can pull with the tank if we wanted to. We're not. We might. I'm still thinking about it. And he doesn't have any special abilities. He's a tank and fake with a really fast attack speed and hits decently hard. You got these mobs kind of helping him out. So I used to split the room, but there are 72 of me, and I'm a terrible puller, so I'm going to pull the whole room and hope to stay alive. So we're going to come over here, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to split a few of them. Let's see. So I'm going to turn GM mode off, and I got all my buffs up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the complete heal rotation set up so that this is going to turn the... What's that? That was a buff. Gonna have the clerics get ready, and I'm just gonna set the timing for 3 seconds, which I think is the default anyway. I got my 6 clerics now who are gonna complete heal. I'm gonna put Dave kind of right on this corner. I don't want him visible, so I'm gonna go switch to Buddy. I think Buddy has been my puller. I haven't played in a while. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been on EverQuest. I've just been exploring other games and thinking of other things I could record. So Buddy is fairly well geared. His armor class is kind of low for doing this. He's probably going to die, but let's see what we can do. So I'm going to pull, and I'm going to pull Ikatiar the Venom, basically the whole room, and I'm going to try to feign death as much of it off as I can. So I'm going to turn Buddy's macro off so he doesn't get back up and start fighting. I'm going to come in here, and I got all 4 of them. Okay. We're going to feign death right here. All right, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to hope that the mobs go back in the room. So he's going back. Let's see if we can wait for one more to go back. All right, perfect. All right. Hopefully they stay there. Nope, I'm back here. Just we can body. Yep, there we go. All right, so I got 3 of 4. I guess that's not terrible. And I'm gonna turn on Furious. Turn on the complete heal rotation. I'm gonna turn on peel tank. I didn't before. I have my guys engage the blue guy. And we're gonna just let Furious do its thing. I'm gonna debuff the blue guy, debuff the Shard Wyvern. And it looks like we're not engaged. Okay, now we're engaged. Okay, now it's pretty straightforward. You can see the Theldak went down in like 2 seconds. We're gonna dot this dude. So the Ancient Shard Wyvern is slowable, which is good. He's a little tougher than some of the other mobs. The other mobs in that room. Got defensive up. And this fight is pretty much going to be over as long as Dave doesn't die. I'm going to debuff the Venom, ITV, as sometimes we call him, and debuff him so he gets his resist down. I'm still not using Occlusion of Sound on my bards. I could have sworn I put it on my one of my bards, but it's not working. So I don't know if I forgot to memorize it or maybe I was dreaming that I set it up. Not really sure. So all the bosses have slightly more resist than they should. I'm talking about Occlusion of Sound not being on my bards, and I could fix it right now, and I'm just not going to. I'll fix it at some point when it hurts, and I wipe because the mob's resists were not low enough. Like on Arianar, when you can't get a slow off before she drains all your mana because you don't have a bard song on them. Oh well. So this has been happening a lot in Velious. My tanks keep fighting over for aggro, and it's because once Dave loses aggro, the tanks kind of go nuts. I think the Necros are actually stealing aggro. I'm not sure. And then now, like, Arthur's a Shadow Knight, so we're all fighting for aggro. It doesn't really matter because he's going to die anyway. And even if he takes out a couple of my tanks, it's not the end of the world. There are other people healing the tanks besides the clerics that are complete healing Dave. And, that went a lot smoother than my first Ikatiar the Venom video when I had 54 because Dave died and then, like, 20 other guys died. I lost half my raid showing off this fight, so I'm glad that didn't happen again. I'm just gonna pause real quick so you don't hear all the beeps as I reset the macros. So just a sec. All right, and he's dead. The macros are reset, and I don't think anyone died. I'm gonna do /count. That's one way of checking. You can see 72 netbots are connected, so all 72 clients are here. You can also check the raid window. There are no yellow names. We know everyone's alive, and yeah, so I'm going to do some loot and talk a little more, but if you liked what you saw in that fight, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're going to do more of these. If you have something interesting you want to see, let me know. So let's check out the loot. So it looks like you didn't... Well, those are pretty good, actually. I think I already have a few of those. I've done these fights a few times now. I haven't done all of North Temple of Veeshan, but I've done the earlier mobs. So let's start with legs. We'll do fine slot legs, only, I don't know, 25 armor class... Stamina and agility. I could give that to a melee. I don't think I'm going to give that to it. The agility is nice. I don't know if I want to give that to a tank. Let me see what my tanks are wearing. Well, it seems that I have a paladin, both my paladins, wearing Deep Order, and it's one less AC. And it's the same amount of hit points, but it has a lot of stamina and agility. So I think the Ancient Wyvern Hide leggings are an upgrade to the Deep Order Greaves. So I will give that to Lulabelle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to target Lulabelle. I'm not going to have her with the card. I'm just going to give it to her. I'm going to switch to her super fast. Just equip it. Oh, looks like my windows are not properly sized, which is okay. Oh, let's do that. Go here and just kind of do a quick check. Yep. Looks good. Yep, we'll take it. And then I got the tunic. Do the sleeves. Sleeves, kind of the same thing. Moderate AC, but high stamina for probably not a tank, but let's see what my tanks are wearing. Definitely not the best thing they can wear. The Onyx Chain sleeves are the best in slot, I believe, in Velious for a tank. These are the best in slot. So I kind of am tempted to just wait until I get more of them. But then I see like that, and that's just garbage. So I think I'm going to give Michelle the Ancient Wyvern Hide sleeves. Because while I could wait for best in slot, and it might be more efficient to do so, we got to gear up these tanks because there's gonna be fights where, there might be a few mobs in camp, like flurry drakes or just ads in general, and I gotta make sure the tanks are good to go. Especially if I do a Planet Growth raid and I'm just fighting 10 or 20 things at a time, which happens in Planet Growth. You basically need an AOE setup, an AOE macro, which I haven't set up yet, but I'll show you guys when I get there. So what about this thing? Shadow Rogue. Alright. So my shout out to using Breastplates of Eradication, which is the best in slot for Velious, except for Norm. Norm doesn't have it yet, but I'm going to wait until he does. I'm going to give this to Charlotte because personally, no. No, I'm not. I'm not going to give it to Charlotte. You know what? I think the Poison Soak Tunic's going to rot. Let me just check this one bird, please. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to rot. I'm going to let it rot. It's okay. I don't need it. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do in the next bunch of videos, I think, is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to pull Ishan of the Sky down here. And I might pull all 4 of his ads and not split them because with 54 characters, I still had to split them to survive. And I'm curious if you can kill all 4 and him with 72 characters. So because a lot of people will tell me I Zerg. And I do Zerg. In the earlier expansions, you can Zerg. And let's just face it, it's reality. You know, if you're ever in a raiding guild with a full raid team, the lots of you that is totally killable just from sheer numbers. So we'll try to have a little more fun, maybe pull the whole room and see if we can do it. I'm going to work my way up to Aranar in another video. He has 2 guards on the emulator, and on live those guards were removed, so I'll probably just GM kill the guards and do it as the fight is on live now. I don't know if the progression servers, the TLPs, have the Aranar guards. And I'll just kind of like do videos, maybe like one of each fight, and kind of go. I like to go around counterclockwise because these fights are easier and they get harder as you come around this side. And I don't know if I'll do volume. I don't know if I'll do a recording of him. I hate him. And then I'll come up to the north side of the North Wing and get the triplets and the Nevidaria and Jorleg. I might skip Nevidaria because I don't have veteran AAs on these characters for whatever reason. I can't figure out how to get them to work. And I won't be able to get 500 in all resist to resist her spin stun. So that's my ramble for Ikatiar the Venom and kind of entering North Wing. Again, if you like what you saw, like, share, comment, subscribe, and support me on the Facebook group if you're in the EverQuest Facebook group because I get a lot of hate in there for doing this stuff, and it's hilarious, and I like it. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.